and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of One Dad, Seven Lives with me, Mr. Funk. Now, I'm going to be talking about gaming today. I've seen some shit that fucks me right off, and it's really starting to get to the point of absolute ridiculousness. Like, gaming is an escape where you escape into something, whether it be an online PvP multiplayer or a single player game or a fucking, you know, a two player, whatever it might be, right? And what seems to be failing is that people seem to be forgetting more and more that this is an art form and it's entertainment art. It's not for you to inject your fucking political ideas into. Like, do we understand this? I don't get why we're allowing virtue signaling and any sort of monopolisation of the gaming space by anyone who wants to put a political point into it. Like, do we understand that these are games, these are escapes for people? Like, I don't want to be sitting playing fucking, what, Destiny and be on there with my mates and be playing with, mass and chops, and the all of a sudden I'm getting bombarded by fucking gay pride shit, and I'm escaping out of this world to play with them in something that is not related to real life. It's not related to the real world in any way. And yet, this shit is being put in left, right, and centre so that they can, what, virtue signal to a bunch of people who don't play their fucking games. Like, that's the thing that I don't get. Is the people that you're trying to appease, these fucking Twitter mobs that go online and harass you because you don't have enough representation and whatever the fuck Becky is shouting about, or fucking, you know, Antoine, the fucking white liberal fucking eat the rich coffee drinking wank. They're shouting about this shit, but they're not going to play your game. And this is what these companies and these people don't seem to understand. Is you do all of this shit. Like, look at Anthem. Look at fucking what else has failed. It's fucking not failed, but Cyberpunk. Like, you go out of your way to appease these people and please these people. Like with Anthem, they literally brought in Anita Sarkeesian and spent more time with this woman telling them what they should and shouldn't put in the game to please the fucking plebeian fucking masses, but didn't actually concentrate on making the fucking game. So they ended up making a complete mess of a thing that no cunt wanted to play. And it was shit. Like, the game was terrible. And Cyberpunk, they put, a chick with a dick in the game as like look, they'll sexualize anything, this sort of thing. Like, they'll use anything they can to advertise to you, basically saying like, look, these motherfuckers are taking advantage of you. And people, rather than looking at it and going like, wow, that's a fucking statement and a half in this game. This game that is trying to make money off of me is telling me that, they've made the game that they want to make, and they're telling me that the most people, and certainly if you look at it, most of the big companies will go out of their way to put these characters in here to sell you something. It's to sell you something. It's not to fucking. It's not to allow you fucking. It's not to allow you to be whichever character or whatever it might be. Like, we've become so morally fucking bankrupt that these companies are just pumping out shit and pandering to these fucking idiots, and the games are failing. Like, gaming used to be the fringe. It used to be the fucking, you know, nobody really wanted to talk to you about it. It wasn't something that everybody did. And if you were a gamer, you were less than. And now it's become so mainstream and so popular that we've come away from the the art form of it. We've come away from the fact that we are we are now to a point where all we're doing is getting milked for money. Like, I was just looking at the upcoming games, and there's a special edition of, what's it called? NBA, the 2K23 that's coming out, and it's 130 quid. £130 for a game. Like, do we understand that? Like, it's £130. That's fucking insane. I'm not paying £130 for a game. And the thing is that the game is no different from last year's one. It will be the same online section. The online part will be the same. They might add a couple of bits here or there. The story mode will be, the same base game. They'll change the fucking animations for it to allow, obviously, for new characters to be uh, to be put into it, and that'll basically be it. So you're paying £130 for them then to fucking rinse you for more money so that you can get your fucking NBA Ultimate Team up, and it's just complete horseshit. Like, it's absolutely fucking terrible, because the online section, you have to use your own player, but your player only levels up by playing the game. But 99% of people, especially if you don't join in on the day, will be better than you because they will have leveled their character up. So you are then incentivized to buy stuff to be better. But not only that, some of the outfits that these people will be wearing will be from packs that they have bought. So you will be incentivized to buy that because they've got that, and that makes them better, which means that you need it, so it makes you better. And it's completely fucking ridiculous. £130 for a game. I remember when I used to look at games and be like, 60 quid? Like, they want 75 quid for a special edition? Are you mental? And the thing is, they try and tell you that production costs have gone up and this and that, but it hasn't. They've realised that they've hit the niche, they've hit the market, and this is where everybody buys their games. So now it's all based on fucking microtransactions and games as a service, so that they can bend you over and fucking take your wallet. That's all it is. They don't give a fuck about the art form anymore. Tell me a game like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's story is pretty good from what I've played of it. I've not managed to get to the end of it yet because there was a whole load of problems with it when it was launched and so on and so forth. But I kept it, and I've started another playthrough recently, in fact, and I've enjoyed the story so far. It's been good. Um, there's still a few little bits here and there where I'm like, that could have been better. This could change. But look at the likes of Battlefield 2042. That launched as a complete shit show. It's now got about, what, 12 players as a player base? And I like to hop on it every now and again to see where it's at, and it is better than it was, but they've went backwards in the way that the game is made. You know, there's no fucking story mode in it at all anymore, so you just don't get that. That's not a thing anymore. The Levolution, you know, where you used to be able to destroy the walls on buildings and pull big massive buildings down to change the map, that's not a thing anymore. Like, you can destroy the walls on buildings, but only certain buildings, and there's only, what, most of the maps have about 3 buildings that you can do it on. Like, there's a big container ship, you can't punch any holes in that on one of the maps. Um, there's a map with a big giant fucking, like, um, rocket bay, you know, where they would assemble rockets and things like that. You can't destroy any of the parts on that. What else is there? Yeah, but it's just they're going backwards with game design, like, and it's completely ridiculous that they're taking stuff out of the game to add it back in later and charge you for it, and y'all motherfuckers are out here telling me that it costs more to make fucking games, therefore they should be allowed to charge us more for a game. Nah, motherfucker. Nah. Not a chance. That is complete bullshit. I play a game called Smite that is completely free to play. They only charge you for skins. And you can buy gods as well, but that's, you know, that's a by the wayside type of thing. Most people don't buy the gods because it's not a game that they play all the time. But I have all the gods. Now, having all the gods doesn't give you an intrinsic advantage over one person or another, because it's a, you know, it's a MOBA, it's a third person MOBA, it's a 5v5, you know, and each god is good in their own way, but you need to learn that. But anyway, that game is completely free to play. Doesn't cost you a single thing. The only thing that you buy, or you can buy into, is events that are related to skins, or you can buy skins with chests that have skins in them. This game has been going for years now. Years. Literal years. What are we on? 8 years? Is it 8 years? And it is absolutely, what, it's more, yeah, it is 8 years, I was right. But anyway, my point is that the game's been going for 8 years, and they have survived solely on skins and skins alone. Now, there is no way that you can tell me that these motherfuckers aren't making their money back on the game when it's released. And if they are, then they don't need the microtransactions. And if they aren't, then why don't they just make the game free and then charge the microtransactions? The reason for that is because their shareholders wouldn't be happy. The reason for that is because they couldn't bend you over and take more money out of you. That's why they don't do that shit. They don't need the microtransactions, and you're a fool and a fucking idiot if you think they do. An absolute fool. And I don't understand why anybody is sitting here telling me, as a man who has been playing games for, what, 30 years, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been in the gaming space for 30 plus years. I have literally been around all the old fucking consoles and home computers and PCs and everything like that, and there is no way that you can tell me that with the money that they make on the game as it's sold, that you are winning if they put microtransactions in it as well. And especially the fucking predatory microtransactions that they're putting into them these days, where it's like, You get to a certain point of the game and then it's just an absolute grind unless you buy the microtransactions. Or like 2K does. Or like Ultimate Team does. Or like, and when I say Ultimate Team, I mean any of them. Pick one. Fucking Madden, FIFA, whatever you want to call it. Like, they put it in there, like, so that you have to buy them. You go and play Ultimate Team and it matches you up against somebody who's got fucking, you know, three legendary fucking cards and their team's absolutely filled out and you've got like all silver players and you're like, wow, I must be good. No, you're finna get your ass whooped, motherfucker. That's what's gonna happen here. And then what you do is you go, oh, right, okay, well, what can I do then? You go and look to see if you can buy a player, and that doesn't work. So then you go and look, well, how much is this pack? Well, that pack's that, but if I buy these packs are only that much more. Well, these packs are only that much more than these ones actually. So it's like £2 for one, but I can get the five, I can get four for a fiver. Well, actually, I could get 10 for a tenner, and then that's only £1 a card. Oh, well, they're doing 25 for £30. I could do that, and then that's only like 125 each. Yeah, I could do that, because that probably makes more sense, save me having to spend loads of money. And boom, there you go, you've just spent £25 that you didn't know you want to. And tell me you've never had that thought process while you're playing a game, while you're watching your team get absolutely fucking annihilated in one thing or another, and you don't go into the fucking shop afterwards and say, "Oh well, I could do this and I could do that." Like you haven't done that before. Like you haven't looked at a fucking thing in Assassin's Creed and went, "Well, I could buy myself the, you know, or not Assassin's Creed, sorry, Battlefield. I could buy myself the weapon pack and just unlock everything, and then I would be better than everybody else. And these people that keep killing me won't keep killing me. Yeah, I should do that. Well, I'll only buy these weapons because I like these weapons." So you buy them, and then you realise, fuck, not all the maps are like that. So I need to buy these weapons as well because I need to use these weapons on this map. So you buy the weapons. And before you know it, you're 50 quid, 60, 70 quid down the fucking drain. You're all that money in the hole just because you wanted to fucking keep up with some goon on a game rather than just escape. Rather than just escape and be lost in the world that you're in. With your friends or by yourself, whatever it may be. And rather than that, you're allowing yourself to be fucking reamed over by these companies. And these companies are allowing themselves to be reamed over by these fucking virtue signalling fucking absolute idiots. And then we go out here and we expect these companies to turn around and be like, oh yeah, we're doing you well, we're doing you great. But we've lost the fucking, like I said, and back to my main point, we've lost the art form. Like we're well beyond the art that was made when gaming was younger in its infancy. We're well beyond the point of gaming being something that you can enjoy, gaming being something that you can do. And if I'm being honest with you, it's getting boring lately. I would rather play a lot more indie games than I would play the big AAA games because they're shit. They're the same nonsense reskinned, and then they go out their way to fucking virtue signal, like I said, fucking Anthem and the one with Overwatch. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but you know, helping the fucking virtual homeless people. I think I did mention this actually, and we're just at a point now where we need to get the art form back. We need to write good stories, tell good stories, create beautiful places, and enjoy what we're making. Like, I would rather see, and I know that a lot of people have got a lot of problems with them now, but I would rather see a company like CD Projekt Red take years and years and years to make a game and produce something like they had with The Witcher 3, um, or with what Cyberpunk should have been and what Cyberpunk is getting towards now. But when you're looking at companies like DICE and Bethesda and 2K and NBA, fucking all of that shit, and WWE, and then you've got fucking Ubisoft, and just fucking pick one, you know? Um, there aren't any good storytellers anymore. They're too busy hiring these fucking absolute cretins of human beings with no emotional maturity and with no integrity to the thing that they are producing, the product that they are producing. And like, if you look at, for argument's sake, say Star Wars KOTOR, they were doing a. It was supposed to be initially. It was supposed to be a, not a remake, but a, fuck, forgotten the word. My brain's gone soft. But essentially, they were supposed to be remaking it, updated graphics and the whole shebang. But what they decided to do was they're going to rewrite it as well. But then they brought in one of these fucking woke leftist virtue signaling human pieces of nonsense to fucking turn around and be like, yeah, well, I'm doing this and strong women. But then this is the same woman who says that KOTOR isn't a Star Wars that she likes. So EA have brought on someone who doesn't like KOTOR to rewrite the story of the game that she doesn't like. Do we understand how fucking boldly inept that is? Like, this is absolutely fucking insane. And it is. I'm very, very dubious because KOTOR and KOTOR 2 were probably two of my favourite Star Wars games that have ever been produced. I definitely like Battlefront, and Battlefront 2, but again, it's that same thing. Where's the art form? Bring in people to produce something new. Like, even if you look at the Diablo series, and the Witcher series, and I know again a lot of people have got a problem with Blizzard, and um, keep my thoughts to myself on that, but the Diablo series and the Witcher series, they are congruent running stories. They run one after the other. They flow. They have a framework to work within, and they work within it, and they expand on it. They don't produce the same material every single year on year, and it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that companies like Dice were one of the best out there, and then they were bought over by EA, and EA decided that they would make them produce the exact same game again, and then they got so fucking morally bankrupt that they decided that they couldn't even be asked making loads of maps for it, and just put in slightly redesigned maps that were the same. Like, do we understand how fucking morally bankrupt that actually is? They sold you stuff that is old stuff, but told you it was new, and you just bought it up. And they've been doing that for the last how many Battlefield games now? Like, it's just so bad. And I didn't even play 5 or 1. I just didn't. I just didn't see the need to. I played the beta, quote unquote, of Battlefield 1, and immediately just went, nah, this is shit. Same shit, different game. And then Battlefield 5, I watched a lot of the gameplay of it, and I just decided that I wasn't even going to bother with it because, again, same shit, different game. Like, and it's the same with, let's look at Assassin's Creed, let's look at fucking Fallout, Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls, should I say, Ghost Recon. They basically just reskin the game, sell you back the shit, and then go, yep, have it. No, no, you can take it. And then if you don't want it, they're like, yeah, it's just because you're a bigot, or you're this, or you're that, or you're a fucking troll, or you're a hater. Without realising that the people that they're calling trolls and haters aren't trolls and haters. These people are not that. The people who are most vocal about the game not being good, excuse me, hiccups, the people who are the people who are most vocal about the game not being good, and I don't mean the people who send death threats and tell people that they're going to kill them. I mean the people who are just generally vocal about the game being shit. These are the motherfuckers. These are the motherfuckers that you should be listening to. These are the motherfuckers that buy your games. These are the people that you are going to get pissed off so much that they're going to stop buying your games. These are the people who you should be listening to. These are your audience. These are your purchasers, your customers. These are the people who you want to be pleasing. These are the people that if they say fucking jump, you should be asking how high. Not, well, if you don't like the game, don't buy it. Like, what the fuck? Okay, cool, we won't buy it then, motherfucker. What now? Like, okay. What? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Oh, well, you're all haters. Nah, bro, you told us if we didn't like it, don't buy it. We didn't buy it. We just did what you told us. And I fucking hate that sentiment of if you don't like it, don't buy it. Make something better. Make a better game. This is what you don't seem to understand. Is that the people that are telling you it's shit are generally the people who are buying it but don't enjoy it. And they will stop buying them if you keep putting out the same shit all the time. Anyway, guys, that's my fucking gaming rant over for today. Um, I do certainly thank everyone for listening, and thank you all for being here. You can find me over on Twitter at OneDadPod. That's the number one, and then DADPOD. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day. Cheers.